Derek, thank you. Let's get to the Middle East now, where the skyline remains silent tonight after both Israel and Hamas's leadership agreed this week to the first phase of President Trump's peace plan. That includes a ceasefire that is now in effect as hostages are set to be released in just hours. A little bit earlier tonight, a senior Hamas official thanked President Trump for his work on the deal, but says until a, quote, self-sovereign state is created for Gaza to defend itself, Hamas will not disarm and will remain on the ground.
I don't think that it would happen to reach this end, the end of the war. Therefore, yes, we thank President Trump and his personal efforts to interfere. Yes, we are ready to leave the government for a Palestinian body, but we are still there on the ground.
And meanwhile, in Tel Aviv, families of hostages prayed in anticipation of the return of their loved ones. CBS News foreign correspondent Deborah Pata is in East Jerusalem for us tonight with more on what comes next for both sides on this peace agreement.
For all the Israelis who campaigned tirelessly for the hostages to come home, President Trump is something of a hero.
As the niece of one of the hostages, I have a lot of love for President Trump because he's the one that really sealed that deal.
Trump arrives on Monday, which is also the deadline for Hamas to return all 48 hostages.
2 years of war has deeply divided Israelis. Many believe their government has prioritized revenge over releasing hostages. But they all agree on one thing. It is President Trump who got this deal over the line.
Right up until the final hours before the ceasefire came into effect today, Israel continued its bombardment of Gaza. But as soon as the guns went silent and Israeli troops withdrew to an agreed-upon line within the territory, tens of thousands of Palestinians began the journey home. Almost the entire population of Gaza has been repeatedly displaced over the past 2 years. For some, home was unrecognizable. There is nothing that remains from Mohammed al-Madun's life before the war. I hope the war doesn't start again, she said. What we have lost will never come back, and the people who died are gone forever. Beneath the rubble and ruin, the ceasefire is still holding. But many Palestinians fear once the hostages have been freed, the bombing will start again. Deborah Pata, CBS News, East Jerusalem.